Why feminism? What drove us to propose this special issue on feminism? Feminism in the field of organisation studies has not been given the attention that it deserves as a means of thinking differently about organisations.
Everything started out when we organised a conference stream on feminism in 2015 at the Critical Management Studies Conference. The number of abstracts that we received exceeded all our expectations, and we were convinced that there is a high need for a special issue on feminism in our field.
Our purpose in this special issue was to open up spaces in a journal with the status of human relations for that scholarship to really be acknowledged, not purely as a way of understanding gender as a concept in organisations, but as a perspective for thinking about the entirety of organising as a practice. And I think that the way in which the special issue has panned out has enabled that diversity of scholarship to be really showcased, and we really hope that that opens up the doors to more scholars to engage with feminism as a perspective that has legitimacy equivalent to many other theoretical perspectives.
There are 6 papers in this special issue. The first one is written by British scholars, Sheena Vachani and Alison Pullen. It's called Ethics, Politics and Feminist Organising. Sheena and Alison present an analysis based on the idea of affective solidarity, drawing on the work of Claire Hemmings. Opens up a very wide range of empirical and conceptual possibilities for further feminist-oriented research. The second paper in the special issue is also written by a UK-based scholar, Melissa Tyler. The title of that paper is Reassembling Difference. Melissa is working with the idea of inclusion and theorising that through very detailed, very close reading of the work of Judith Butler in particular. Melissa uses the notion of inclusion and Butler's theoretical work to bring us to a quite different understanding of what inclusion might mean. The third paper, again, is written by 2 UK-based scholars, Darren Baker and Elizabeth Callan, and the title of that paper is Splitting and Blaming. This paper is a psychoanalytic analysis of the everyday identity experiences of the women who are working under quite severe neoliberal conditions. The fourth paper is a very innovative autoethnography written by 2 Finnish scholars, Suvi Satama and Astrid Huopalainen. And the title of the paper gives you an insight into exactly what it's about. It's called Mothers in the Making. What's interesting for us is not just the research methodology and the theory which is brought to bear on the experience of growing another human being while working in a university, but the potential positive nature of being pregnant and giving birth and becoming a parent whilst working in a highly pressured environment. The fifth full paper in the special issue is called Temporality and Gendered Agency, which was written by Kathleen Rioch, Gavin Jack and Emily Barriola, 3 researchers living and working in Australia. This paper is especially exciting because it brings the subject of menopause into organisation studies. And this is a subject which has been entirely neglected within our field until very recently. The final piece is a memoir written by an Australian colleague, Amanda Sinclair, and she's entitled it 5 Movements in an Embodied Feminism. And this, for us, is a piece which speaks to the very heart of feminist experience, women's experiences, feminist theory, and it provides a retrospective account of feminism, but also a prospective account of feminism. We think the final paper provides the most wonderful conclusion to the special issue.
Feminist theory, of course, is very clear about all knowledge being personal, political, and uncertain. What we want to bring out in this editorial is again the politics of knowledge production, and we've had many quite interesting experiences in editing this special issue. The first point is related to the review processes and the large number of quite mixed reviews that we received, and the hostile reviews in some cases for papers that other reviewers and ourselves looked at quite positively. There is also the question of citation practices and feminist citation strategies. The third point is about the conventions of academic writing. So with all these questions, reviews, citations and writing, we feel that we have something to say for the organization studies community more generally.
Feminism is timely. New forms of feminist activism and organizing are emerging. It's time for us organizational scholars to take action now. The significance of feminism is manifested in global feminist movements. The question is, however, that are we actually talking about a global feminist movement, or is this yet another illustration of white Western feminism? This is also something that we discuss in our editorial.
What we take from this is the fact that, as Sarah Ahmed reminds us, feminism is a becoming rather than an ending. And to that end, we see this special issue as a possibility for enabling such ongoing practices and perspectives within organisation studies.